Blessings, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of the 876-411 Review Show. I'm your host, Marc Brown, back with another week of what going on in the Jamaican entertainment and pop culture world. And today, I actually have a special guest with me. Rarely do you see me have co-hosts on this show ever since me and Jody did was it originally. But today, we have a co-host. She's a blogger. She has her own hit blog now, Snapshots of Jamaican Living, which talks about the nuances of Jamaican culture. So she's a writer, and she does happen to be my sister. So you don't know, say this whole writing media thing running at the family. I introduced to you Dionne Brown. Dionne, talk to the people there.
Yeah, hello everybody. Good to be on the show.
Yes, sir.
We'll have a good time.
Yeah, man. They don't know it running the family. You know, it's by inspiration this. So you have to bring her on and push her things same way, So we'll be talking about oh yeah. Yeah, so we'll be talking about her blog, getting a little bit into that in a little bit from now. We'll also be talking about Buju, who has pretty much given up any hope of coming out of prison before his scheduled date in 2019. We'll talk about that in a bit. But before we get into all of that, we're going to talk about Tessanne. She came out last weekend. She did a flurry of interviews, notably on stage. That's the one I saw, where she finally spoke out about her ongoing marriage situation with Michael Cuff. She confirmed the rumors that they're separated. She kind of confirmed it a while back still with a small post on Instagram, and Michael did the same. But this was the first. She was open about it, and I've read other topics. But she talked about how she and Michael right now are just friends. She talked about how there's no ill will. A bunch of rumors started on Twitter about infidelity and all these things, which she totally rubbish. And then she talked about how, they still talk, but right now they need this time to themselves. They need their privacy, and she's trying to, just find peace with herself. She's drawing closer to her family, and same with Michael, but they still have a amicable relationship. What did you think about that when you heard that, sis?
About the breakup?
Yes.
They're still a young couple, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's still trying to get herself into her career, which I know is a passion for her. This is something she has been pursuing for a number of years. And something like that will test a marriage, right? And especially the two not on the same page and they're not willing to ride the rough seas, as it were. Sometimes stuff like this can get in the way. But my thing is this, I don't live under the roof. I don't know where it is exactly they know, and they're entitled to their privacy. But at the end of the day, I can only hope that, yes, she gets her career off the ground the way she wants it to, and yes, she gets her marriage jump started again. That's what I think about that.
Yeah, I agree. Like, it's sad because I looked at them and I thought, they're really into each other. They're similar to Tommy and Wayne Marshall. Obviously, Tommy Chin, our sister. They're very open to their relation. They're very. It feels like the Will and Jada type relationship where they're very into each other. They don't have about they finish each other's sentences. Seems like the perfect power couple. But I'm not surprised for two reasons why this happened, and I'm pretty sure the reason behind this, and I'll never admit it, is scheduling. I am very sure her voice career had a lot to do with this, because if you look on it, her voice career, from she boss and she gets all this attention. She's in the US all the time, she's on tour, all these things. And Michael, of course, you know him from Fame FM and since you know him from hosting all these different gigs, whether it be pageants and all these things. So more time, them have to try and space out time for each other. And after a while, I don't care who you are as a celebrity, as a couple in the industry. You are going to have problems trying to work out when and when we can see each other. It is not that simple, right?
Yeah, definitely.
It's not that simple. So I think that I wouldn't be surprised if that is the root of it. I mean, all this trolling and stuff on the internet about she and Adam Levine. Please stop the nonsense. Adam is A, married, and B, not even think he is really her type. So no, I want to stop the nonsense. See? But this whole thing about the separation. I mean, the fact that them is friends. I mean, you know how it go already. Most relationships when it done, them not talk to each other. Them want to kick each other out of the house. Them don't want no part with each other. But that to me is the least. I think eventually, if they really love each other and they did say that they still love each other very much, then eventually they will work things out. But I think they just have to find a way to get more, spend more time with each other and be able to work out them differences. So that's at the least really. Now, she also talked about the fallout from her debut album, Count on My Love, our major label debut, which didn't do so great. And in all honesty, it maybe set off a up and down trend for her because she kind of struggling with struggling to really build off of all of that hype from 2 years ago, or almost 2 years ago. And so and she said like, oh, she's not worried about sales and she doesn't really define her success that way. And you know, if she tried her best, then you know, and within a certain time frame, then you know she knows she gave it her all and stuff like that. But what do you think about the work what she did with that album, and B, she have a new song out also called Fire? Do you think that she can still salvage her way towards because I have thought that she hasn't lived up to the expectation. We thought she was going to be this big star overseas, and she has been. She get her commercials, her shows, and she was on the Emmys the other day. But what do you think she can be on this way to bouncing back from that disappointment of the album and taking her thing back to the level where it was when she just won The Voice?
You know how I look at it? Is that it's like you're making a transition, right?
Mm-hmm.
All the while your career is more local, regional. You're making a transition now to international. To me, that last album was like the warm-up. And it had a very voice-ish kind of flavor, if you understand what I'm saying. It's like you have something to put out there, you put it out within a certain time frame, and let it go and see what the market says. To me, that was like a warm-up. The new song now, Fire, sounds like she has found her footing. That vibe is more of a Tessanne vibe, I think, than the last album. So I think if she continues with the same flavor as Fire is giving out now, then she on her way and she keep that reggae flavor as well, because you understand the soul R&B thing, but keep the reggae as well, because that's also a part of her roots. Find her footing and go. But I mean, the first album, to me, that's like a warm-up thing for the international market.
Well, I agree in a sense because it was popish, and I don't think they really utilized her strengths on the album at all. Right. And they tried to make her one-dimensional and throw in parts of her roots in there. It just did not sound authentic. This song sounds good from the point that it's soul infused. It sounds like she the more like her, where she trying to mix different elements of our strengths together. And who knows? I think maybe it will launch her back into the stratosphere. But I think what she has to do now is put out a collection of songs, because we only hear songs from her now and again since that album. I think she's going to have to put together a project or just put together a flurry of songs where she can get people believing in her thing again like they did before. Them believing the talent. It's just a matter of believing in the song quality, believing in her songwriting abilities, because she doesn't really write her own material. She gets help from a lot of people. So she needs, it's just that sense of, can she make that put out original songs, because she was still known through the voice thing for covers and all of this kind of stuff. Can she get international buzz through really her own work and the bread and butter, as she did put it when she just started on the show, could get her to that level, her own work? So I think the last, you hope this song is the start of a renaissance, and you hope that she can overcome her issues, because you know how it is when personal issues get in the way of work and all of these things. Just like Mariah Carey, when she did come down, she clearly did face out. So when we're hoping that this is the start of a renaissance. So Tessanne,
I think
yeah.
I think you see once she finds her footing again, and she starts producing from the soul, which is what I know her to do, from what comes from within. She must make it. I mean, she already has the vocal ability. So once she tap into that soul source now, like I think that's reflected in Fire, where she tap into who she is as an artist, then you will see that true Tessanne spirit coming out, and it will translate to the market. The last album, I don't know how much of Tessanne that was. It sounded a little bit contrived. You're throwing a little R&B, you're throwing a little reggae to satisfy the reggae lovers, but it sounded a little contrived. I could be wrong, but you know, my view, that's what I felt from that album. But this new output now, I can hear our soul in it. I hear our spirit in it. And once you tap into that inner you, can't go wrong.
I agree with that. I totally agree with that. So let's hope that we start to see. She's still relatively young. She's 29, I think. She's very much in her prime. So we're still expecting a lot from her to really capitalize on this and be a trailblazer overseas for us right now, because there's only a few of our artists doing that right now. Her assassin with the collaborations and stuff like that. So I need that. So let's see what happens with Tessanne as we go forward. So we transition from this now to Buju. Of course, you hear the news Thursday that Buju Banton has basically given up all appeals and will serve out the remainder of his prison term, his 10-year sentence, after basically agreeing with the prosecutors to that in exchange for dropping his gun charge. Because if you remember, originally the gun charge was thrown in when they just get arrested. Then it got dismissed because of the whole thing with the jurors. And then now, all of a sudden, now prosecutors say, well, yeah, but we can always bring it back into the equation if we decide to appeal for a new trial. So essentially, they must have had a conversation and all of that, and them say, yo, if you want, you know, if you decide to go through with this, well, basically, I'm going to drop the hammer and bring in the gun charge, and you're going to see the next 5 years add on to your sentence. So it looked basically like Buju had no choice and him agreed to it. So he'll be released in January 2019 and essentially be deported immediately and all of that. And his defense committee sent an email to us actually yesterday, basically saying we had no choice. The government has been hitting out against us, giving us a fair trial along. So this was really our last resort, and basically to that effect. What do you think of this? Because obviously he served 6 years. He's tried numerous times to get out. I mean, I know people who know Buju and his legal team, or teams, because he's had 3 now, who have been trying desperately to get him out. But what do you think about this whole situation and him basically giving up at this stage?
I don't know if I can say this, but it sounds like the prosecutors playing hardball. And the thing is, you're in the USA. How much clout do you really have, right? It's like big man against little fellow, right? And if continuing the appeal process is going to, then those gun charges being tossed back into the mix, I mean, what can you really do? You know, just forget the appeals thing, serve out the 4 years, come home, try build a life back up, or do you stick out for this thing? And the thing is, I don't even know if he's innocent of all charges, because the appeal suggests to me that he wants them to drop all the charges. Right?
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know what evidence he has to support that. But the thing is, if no man, go on.
No, I'm saying no. I would say this because there have been so many, there's so much funny business going on with this thing. First of all, I believe he was entrapped because I don't believe Buju is that stupid to get himself involved in just so in the drug trade. Second of all, this juror thing, I think them let her off too easy. Them really should have go all the way with it, put her in contempt. Because for a juror to go all the way out there to go research aspects of the case when she damn well knows she's not supposed to, that just tell me that looks sketchy, right? So I just think that there was some funny business going on with this trial from the day it started, and I don't actually from the first trial, because I remember say this was the second trial when they get convicted. The first one was a hung jury and they come out of prison. So the whole thing is, I don't know what it is, and then the whole thing with the second trial, which took forever to start. I mean, it's been funny from day one. So yeah, we don't know what really happened, but it certainly did not look the case by the US government did not look that convincing to me. I have to be honest.
Because what I'm suspect of this threat concerning the gun charges, and he wasn't the one in possession from what I'm understanding. And then the same thing with the juror. Why has that not been dealt with to date? What is the delay? I mean, you already know what the issues are. Why not bring it before the courts and allow that juror to have the day in court? It's too much of shrouding what is truth then.
Yes.
I mean, who knows what is truth at this point? And if you're gonna play a hardball that way, to say to a man who is well within his right to appeal, that if you appeal, they're going to throw up. It's like you're playing with a man. You're playing with him life.
Yes, you know? I agree. And here's
why tossing?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, why playing around with these gun charges? Is either he's guilty of it or he's not. Why you throw it in? You know, so. It's almost as if to say you're saying to the man, look here, we have the big stick. You know, make any wrong move and we can throw you under the bus. I don't know.
Exactly. No, I agree. I totally agree. And here's the thing now. You see, when you're so close to freedom now, I just think if you're Buju, I mean, someone say this look like an admission of guilt on his part to drop the appeal, but really, you're going up against the beast here, man. Once you're dealing with serious drug offenses and in the United States, you're basically it's a 1 in a million chance. It's not like Business Signal where they run away from the country and then bring him back and them say, okay, them just go give you an standing of bail because you basically say, all right, them understand what going on. You know, we know he was involved in certain things up here, but you know, he make a life for himself, he do certain things for himself now. So why send him away for a long time? His case is totally different. Buju, we'll catch him red-handed. We'll catch him supposedly a taste the coke on tape during the trial. So it never, you know, once you have all those things going against you, there's so much you can do. So much you can do. So I mean, them do a lot of things, man. And even since in prison, I mean, you hear rumors from people who know him, who have visited him about, you know, treatment in cells, about them denying him meals in, you know, the people in prison, you know, denying him his meals. I don't know how true that is, but I just think that it's a big hill to climb. And if I'm Buju, I just say, you know what? I tried all I could. I tried with 3 lawyers, so I might as well just serve it out and then come out, tell my story. And it's maybe one of them things there where John make him go through it to just say, yo, I just saw the world stay, brethren. It just have to bear the brunt of it. So we pray for Buju.
Just ride it through,
Yeah, man, pray for Buju and let us hope, say, him survive these last few years. He has been doing things. It's not like he's been sitting. He's probably been educating himself in there, trying to get the degree and stuff. So it's not like he's just been there. And I'm sure that the music world will be waiting. It's not like so we dash him. You understand?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
hoping for the best for Buju. So let's go
Same
from
man.
that.
Same man.
Let's go from that now and transition. Of course, we'll have you on because we want to talk about your blog, which Snapshots of Jamaican Living. People, this is a very good blog. I have seen very good reviews of this on social media and so forth. Follow her on Twitter, by the way, Snapshots of Jamaican Life, LIFE. So it's about the lesser, the more underappreciated aspects of Jamaican culture and you know, just the things that we maybe take for granted, whether it be now or back in the day or whatever the case may be. So talk a bit about the blog, what inspired you to do this whole thing and the feedback you have been getting so far.
Well, the blog really was born out of a need to keep writing. Because, as you may or may not know, I know you know, I've been in the process of writing a novel. And I have several short stories on my belt, several poems under my belt. And in the process of trying to get those to market, sometimes you end up reaching a point where you realize, hold on, I haven't written anything in a while. So the blog came out of me saying, no, man, I need to keep the writing going. Yes, I'm doing the edits for the book. Yes, I'm trying to get certain things to market. But at the same time, I need to keep the flow of storytelling going. So that's really how the blog came along. Why those subjects? I'm a Jamaican living in country. There are a lot of interesting aspects to country life, right? I happen to be living in a tourist town. So a lot of times tourists come based on what they see on, the tourist board ads and the beautiful pictures to see on certain websites and all of that. And I want them to understand, plus those Jamaicans who haven't been home in a little while, that listen, this is what Jamaica is like from day to day. It's not always about seeing sun and sand and all of that beauty, which all of us love.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also the nitty-gritty of life, right? Whether it's the food, whether it's the music, whether it's just the day-to-day trying to get around and go supermarket kind of thing or doing laundry. Just regular neighborhood country life kind of thing.
Yeah, for those of you who wonder where she is, she's in Ontario, so she's in St. Anne, so she's like that's a mix, the country and tourist zone mix and all of that. And no, I have found it very interesting because you talk about random stuff, talk about interactions with plumbers, talk about interactions when they go out on the street and with random guys and stuff trying to look you. You see all sorts of different things. Patois lessons because you try to make it intricate so that both Jamaicans understand it and foreigners understand it. And so far, both groups of people have like that essence.
Mm-hmm. And you said the other thing too. I believe it is our culture that will take us out of whatever slump we're in, whether it's an emotional slump, whether it's a social slump, whether it's a political slump. Just getting back to the roots. Because even the pattern, a lot of those terms are terms I used to hear my grandmother saying. And you really don't hear a lot of people using them again. So it's nice to remind ourselves of, where we're coming from, the interesting aspects of our culture. So that way, getting that real Jamaican vibe again. It's not just about working or trying to get the next dollar. It's also about, hold on, this culture thing, getting back in touch with our traditions, etc., can put us in a frame of mind where we can excel even more than we are now.
Exactly, because let's be honest, nobody takes our place for granted more than us, and the treasures of our island better than us because we complain so much about what is going on in the country, and rightfully so.
Exactly.
But there's stuff about it which is appreciated. You guys saw that during the whole Obama thing. All of a sudden we start appreciate certain things again when people actually start to care about the little things that the country is supposed to care about. So, it's one of those things. But no, I think it's well done. I think the pictures and especially are crisp. You have a second career going with that if you decide to go for that. And Actually, so for those of you who want to see her work, you can actually see it at an upcoming spot over Bookophilia. Y'all know Bookophilia. Bookophilia is the big bookstore or book outlet where a lot of famous people have written their books or sold their books through. So that is coming up. Follow her on Twitter so you can see the date and everything, so you can actually get right. So pictures and get to hear her talk about this thing as well. And she have a new post up talking about Chinese, a quick stop at the Chinese stop, which is, Chinese supermarket. We always have the, the Chinese store somewhere near the corner and race. So, giving a little look into, cause China run Jamaica. China run the stores in Jamaica. And it's like Mexicans and the hotel chain. You know that person because that's how the Ochi ones have Mexican people that take over, right? So all of that stuff. So I mean, we definitely want to see this thing strive. You will see the link to this blog underneath this video. So if you want to check it out, please head over there. Again, follow her on Twitter, Snapshots of Jamaican Life, at Snapshots of Jamaican Life. And, drop some comments about what you think of some of the topics. And and see what you can do, because it's a really good
One of the things I want to see more of the comments. I want to hear what people are saying and thinking, and sometimes those comments can help me tailor what topics I can tackle.
Exactly.
Different spin on certain things. Maybe what kind of photos I can go in search of and put on the blog to make it even that much more appealing. So put the comments up. If you don't want to put a public comment, you can always drop me an email. I answer my emails. I check my emails a couple times a day. So I'm good at answering them. So, get the comments to keep coming in. The email is snapshots of Jamaican Living at gmail.com.
There you go. Snapshots of JamaicanLiving.com.
Right. And there's a contact page on the website as well. So you can drop me a line or two through there. Right.
Perfect. So check it out, get it out there. You see me, hopefully you can get nominated for a Caribbean Blog Award like my thing was last year. So make this thing stay in the family, we have to set the next stepping stone. Me get out there and you guys show my thing all this love and all these views, these thousands of views. So I want the same thing to, make it run in the family, So yeah, man. Yes, so that has been another episode of SM6411. Please let us know what you think about any of the topics. Tessanne, Buju, what you think of the blog when you go and read it. So make we know what you think. We will see you next week and think for a brand new episode. And we have more stuff in store. Hoping to get a simulcast on online radio. So we have bigger things coming with this thing and with the website. So until next time, out, Ahmad. Peace out.